All right. Oh, Michael, this is the first fish I caught on the bait that you made. Well, fellas, I appreciate y'all coming out today. And it's kind of a rough day to fish. It's not the best day to test someone's bait out, but Michael Garcia sent me some baits to try, and I really like the way they look, and I like how they swim. And I said, well, I'm gonna give them a try, but I hadn't really seen a whole lot to throw at until just then. I throwed way down, and then like normal, when I got it way out there, I see something coming that I need to get ready for. But luckily I was able to reel in real fast and get a chance to put it in front of his face. So he didn't hesitate to grab it. And yeah, I will I'll put his information in the description. He takes and he recycles baits that he finds and baits that people donate to him that they, you know, fished with, and he melts them back down. And I think he probably adds a little, they say they're 50%, so I guess he adds a little of new stuff with it so that he can get the right color he wants. But it's an awesome ideal. And yeah, that's just a nice fish right there. He was hooked in really good, but yeah, that's what it looks like. I don't know if he has different colors or what. That's the colors he sent me, so that's what we're going with. 23 incher, very first red. But no, I like how they, for today, whenever it's a little deeper water, it's something that's a little bit heavier. I can throw it farther without having to have a heavier jig head. Them little number 24 grubs, I use them mostly because they're real little and they're light, and they don't sink down in the water very far when I'm fishing in 6 inches of water. But I don't know what today's going to bring, guys. It's a lot of water. We got a real strong north wind blowing. I just come up into an area that I've been looking at, waiting for a north wind for me to try it. But anyway, we'll talk a little more when we find something else to hook on to. See you in a bit. Well, there you go. Hey, Michael, what do you think of that? I was not prepared to cast, come around that little point and seen two of these fellas swimming side by side. I had to do some quick setting the paddle down and picking up this here thing and drop it straight down, and he grabbed it. He's not super big. I better try to grab a hold to this and step on it, because as I said a while ago, we've got some wind today, fellas. If I let go, I'll be on that other bank in just a little while. But yeah, he's not a baby, but he won't make the grade. But still, being as we're testing baits, I dropped it straight down and he couldn't resist. So that's number 2, and that's been about maybe 20 minutes. Today's a terrible day to test your bait. Sorry about that, Michael, but you know, I had to come out, and this is the first trip I came out since I got him, so I had to try it. All right, yeah, and also, guys, I'm probably gonna put my P.O. box down there in case any of you guys want to send something for me to try. I like it. It's a little soft. That makes it good for swimming, but I know he can probably put a few drops of hardener in there if he wanted to. I'm not sure about about that. I know on new resin you can, but I mean, that's not bad. I mean, it's a little tore right there. I may have to pop another one in, but hey, the price was right for me. Now I don't know what he sells them for. If he sells them, I don't know anything. He just gave them to me and gave me a card. He got a card that so I would think that you probably could get some. I don't know. He'll let you know. He'll let you know when you contact him. But I know one thing: redfish will bite it. We've proven that real quick. And today, I don't see no reason for me to want to put my number 24 on. I mean, I did a summer or two ago, maybe it's last summer, I'm not sure, I had a series going where I tested baits. And I tested them to where I throwing at them, and if they turn their nose up to it or take it, was kind of what I done, and give them all a fair shake. But today, well, of course, I saw both of these that we caught, but it's just so high. I mean, the tide is up high, but it is later in the day, so I am able to see in the water a little bit. Water got a little more murky right here than it was, but maybe I'll see another one. But if I throw it by them and they don't grab it, then I normally will say, whoa, we got a problem. We got a problem. We might need to put my 24 on there again. But so far I hadn't had one. You know, I wouldn't put it in here anyway, but I would tell you about it if they turn their nose up to it. And I hadn't casted to any that didn't take it. So all right, let's move on. Oh, fellas, that rascal took it. He seen it a long ways off and grabbed it. All right, I normally wouldn't have pitched to him, but you know, we're on a trial run. We want to see if they want this color. I never fished with a red tail. Michael, you 4 years. You can look back as far as you want. Hundreds of videos. I fished with a chartreuse tail every time. No matter what, maybe a different style, but even on my test, I fished mostly with chartreuse tail. I had one bait that didn't have, it was all solid white and it didn't catch nothing. And then I had a red, solid red with a white tail, and it didn't do the trick. And there was a lot of fish I throwed at, so I kind of ruled them out. But I've never fished with one like this. They had just a red tail, but that tells me right there that there's three of them I throwed at, or pitched to, or put it in front of, and 3 of them grabbed it. And this one actually ran a pretty good ways to grab it. So I'm sold on it right there. I'm just sold that this bait will work. This color will for sure work. So I appreciate it, Michael, for teaching this old dog something new. I probably never would have tried that color because, well, I get in a rut. I find something that works, like that number 24, and I kind of stay with it. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, that's not filling my box up though. But on a real off day like this with a lot of wind and high tide, I'm just glad to catch anything. So I'm very blessed. I don't know what's working out there in that deep water out there. There's a lot of mullet, I guess. Tons of big mullet. But let's just rake it through there. That is one thing I think this bait would be good for, is casting distance, because it's a little heavier and I can cast it good. But then again, when I get in super shallow water, I may drop back to the number 24. I don't know how this one will work there. I hadn't tried it yet, but I know in this normal water that's just, you know, a foot of water or more, you know, that's what most people fish in. This bait will be perfect. All right, let's move on. We can't talk forever. I could though. I don't know if y'all want to listen forever, but all right, let's move on. All right. Oh, don't get all around all that brush. All right, Michael, did you see that? All right, your bait is amazing. Oh yeah. I pulled up in that thing and that old red had his back out of the water. Oh, kind of like my shallow water fishing. I had never been here before, and I thought, I've been looking at this thing on the map a long time. I said, well, I thought it'd feather out pretty shallow, and it does. A normal tide, this would be dry, pretty near. It might have an inch of water or something, but anyway, all right. Well, he didn't hesitate, and I think he kind of knew something was up. The mullet were pushing in front of me, and he knew something was up, and he still grabbed it. So that is a sure sign that your bait will work. Oh yeah. Well, I'm about to the end of my run though, guys, so I don't know, you know, it goes there and that's the end, and then I got to go back. Now I think I could drag across the bank and then have another bank going back that's kind of calm. I'm not sure. I'm gonna look at my phone, but oh fella, he is a big one. He's a big one, but you tore my bait. All right, well, what are we gonna do now? Yeah, he tore her up. That's the one thing. They're awesome, but yeah, they're a little soft. But so are some of the big name brands. Them what is it? Let's see. Yeah, the DOAs. They're like this, and they catch fish. But and it might be that they do better because they have a little more action because they're soft. But if you're super tight like me and don't like to change baits very often, well, Michael, you said you wanted to see me catch a big red on the old stuff. Look at that. That rascal is 26 3/4 inches. 26, almost 27 if you bend that tail just right. 27 inches. Well, fellas, I don't know. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. I know it wasn't a lot for you guys because I'm cutting out a lot of my just in between, but I come a pretty long ways along this only calm bank. Like I say, I think it might go that way, but I'll have to really think about it. There may be a bonus footage, but if not, guys, let's just leave it at that right there. Look at that little old tiny spot on the end. 26 3/4. All right. Oh yeah, that's the one. That's the bonus, fella. Oh, that's what we were looking for, fellas. There was another red right there, I think. Oh, it might have been a big old mullet. No, don't you get around them weeds. Not after that beautiful close up. Oh, fella, I just caught that last one across over there. And I kind of followed this pocket, and I'm starting to head back down to get out of here. And I saw this area here, and it's just a little bitty sliver of land to get across to that big lake over there. And I've studied it on the map many times. I thought during the north wind I could follow that bank this way, and I can jump over and get on that bank and follow that calm bank back out. But the end is a little further, getting back to the start. So I think I may just cut back and overlap territory that I've been on, being we've already got 3 good ones. But yeah, that was amazing. But he didn't hesitate to nail it either. I'm looking where the hook is at. I think it hooked him in his tongue. Fella, You should have ran when you had the chance, but you said, no, I got one of Michael's baits. I want to eat it. I see it up there. I see it up there. You need to pitch it over there to me. I needs it. I know. They good looking baits. Yeah, I never really gave my final thoughts, I guess. I don't know. I just kind of ended it. But my final thoughts is, you know, might want to get in contact with him and get you some of these. Look at it. I didn't throw it at one fish today that didn't just run right to it and grab it. I mean, every single fish I threw at. Of course, I didn't have all that many to throw at today. Somehow my grabbers is all bent up. Who did that? All right, well, I'll have to work on him to get him off. But all right, let's just go ahead and end it here. But yeah, I'll let him put some comments and I'll pin it to the there, and I'll also put his information in on the description. So once again, God bless, and we'll see y'all next time, good Lord willing.